you think we stand right now with these trade talks? Do you think a deal gets done or not this year?
It has to. I don't think the president can afford to drag this into after the election. This election is going to be a tough election for the president, for Republicans generally. And as a practical matter, if we don't have the economy perking along as it's been, and he deserves credit for a very strong economy, we'll be in trouble. And this economy is slowing. Companies I'm involved with are all retrenching and positioning themselves for harder times. They're lowering their capital investments, they're increasing their cash, they're reducing their debt. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. And if you throw on top of that this uncertainty about trade, you've got a recipe for recession or at least a slowdown.
If a trade deal is done, even let's say it's a skinny deal, but no additional tariffs are put on, let's kind of map it out from there. Would that be enough for the companies that you're involved with? You're on the board of Honeywell and others. Would that be enough for them to increase their capital expenditures?
I don't know. I can't answer that question, but I do think that it's necessary. If you're going to expect corporate America and entrepreneurs to take risk, they've got to have a reasonably certain climate to take risk in. And right now there's a lot of uncertainty about trade, and it has a distinct impact on a lot of American business, which is tied to trade.
So far, the economy looks pretty good. Consumers are still spending. That's been kind of holding up the economy to this point. And the market, at least, has kind of breathed a sigh of relief, thinking that we've dodged a bullet when it comes to a recession. But that's not necessarily what you think is the case from where you sit?
No, I don't think so. I think it's very hard for us to energize this economy if we don't have the world moving forward also. And right now, the world is not moving forward. It is also in trouble. Europe's in trouble. China's in a lot of trouble. And so I think it's pretty hard for us to continue to lift the entire world. Now, our consumers are robust, and we're going into the Christmas season. It looks pretty darn good, which is all positive, and let's hope we can keep it that way. But also, you've got to remember the Democratic Party is putting forward a program which would essentially kill economic activity in this country. They're talking about taxing anything that moves, moving everything into the public sector, away from the private sector, making entrepreneurship a bad word. And that type of atmosphere can really undermine economic activity as we go into the election if this looks like it's going to be a close election.
Is there anyone on that side, Judd, however moderate, that can win the swing states with that party platform that you just described?
Well, this is going to be an interesting election. I think the president wins if they nominate a socialist, if they nominate Elizabeth Warren, if they nominate Bernie Sanders, or if they nominate a marginal socialist. I think the president has a tough race if they nominate somebody who would be described as a rational liberal. Who can bring back the suburban independent vote. And I don't know, maybe Joe Biden makes it through. I'm a fan of Amy Klobuchar. I don't think she's going to go anywhere as far as getting the nomination, but I think she's got the right voice right now for the party.
What do you think of Bloomberg?
Excuse me?
Bloomberg?
I don't know where Bloomberg comes out on this. We got to wait and see what happens after he drops $100 million on top of Super Tuesday, as to whether he can influence the vote. I would be very surprised if he has a pathway to the presidency, but who knows?